Hello everyone and welcome to today's video. I am Amy with Growing Your Faith, and today I thought we would learn a little technique that we can put into our journaling Bibles, but I thought it would be better if we kind of worked with it on a tag or something first. That way we can get a feel for it and we don't like mess up our Bible journaling page. It's not really all that tricky or anything, but it's, you know, like you're playing with water on paper and a bunch of ink. And so you probably want to kind of play around with your colors and how the water spreads and everything before you put it into your Bible journal. So I thought we would make a cute little tag. So this is what we're going to make today, and it is part of the kit for the month of August, the Get Wisdom Journaling Kit. So if you want more pieces, more elements for this, you can check out the kit in the shop. But I did create this freebie for you, so it has the tag and it has the label and an image that you can put down in the corner if you would like to. You can also use anything that you already have at home. If you can cut out your own tag out of cardstock and use stickers or whatever you want to use. So I would print this out on cardstock. That's what I did. On this one, you can see I cut it out and used the face side of it. But today I'm going to use the back side of it and just kind of show you what that would look like too. I kind of like the black framing it, but if you don't, that's totally fine. So we are going to cut out our things and get started. Let me show you what inks I am going to be using. I am using Twisted Citron and Salty Ocean. I will also be using some glue, one of these fun little brushes. I use the daubers a lot, but mostly for inking edges. Whenever I'm putting ink like on the front of these just seem to work a little bit better, I have found. But you can use either one that you have. Just be careful if you're using daubers because they tend to put down a little bit more ink than you're kind of expecting. So just kind of be aware of that as you're playing around. That way, whenever you get ready to put it in your Bible, you kind of know what to expect. You'll also need some scissors, some water, and my water is not very pretty. It's kind of yucky colored, but it's totally fine. It didn't mess with this one at all. You can see the splotches are really pretty cool. And then I like to have another brush or something to tap my brush onto so it sprinkles the water on there. Okay, and that's all we're gonna need. So I'm gonna get these cut out and I will be right back. Okay, so I have all of my elements cut out and everything, and we are ready to go. So I'm going to flip this over like this, and we are going to ink. Now, depending on what you're on, you might want a piece of paper underneath this. This wipes off pretty easy, so I'm not super stressed about it. You can use one color or two colors or three colors or whatever you have at home. It's totally fine. So I'm just going to lightly brush and then just kind of put it down in a bunch of different places. Now, when I made the other one, I used the blue first, and now I'm using the green first. Green, yellow, neon green. I don't know. This is a pretty crazy color, but it blends really well with this blue, and I kind of like it. So don't stress about this. Like this is one of those things that it just doesn't have to be perfect. Actually, a little bit more imperfect, and it will look a little bit better. Like it's just supposed to be fun and relaxing. Don't stress it. Just kind of put some color down, and then you can kind of massage it in. And it kind of blends out a little bit to where it's not quite so blotchy. Oh, my nose is itching today. And then I'm going to go in with some blue. It doesn't seem to matter like that you use multiple colors on these things. Like it just kind of... Be careful, like just blobbing it down into one spot, because you will get a dark spot, especially with something like this color. This color is really, really bright. And if you don't want a big blob in there, then you gotta be a little delicate with it. And this is where playing with these a little bit first like this is really good. So if you're new to distress inks or distress oxides, this is a great way to kind of get started and just kind of play around a little bit before you start putting them in your Bible. And you can go as dark with this as you want. And I just kind of keep, layering until it's like I want. I think we can go a little bit darker. And this is the process for me that is relaxing. Like fussy cutting is not really for me. Like, it drives me crazy. I'm not, and maybe it's my scissors. I don't have a good pair of scissors. And so maybe that's part of the problem. But this just putting color onto page, this is kind of relaxing for me. Okay, now I want this kind of darker edge here, just like I did on this one. So I'm going to grab quite a bit and kind of just rotate it around those edges kind of lightly. And then you can kind of blend it out a little bit. You see how that kind of frames it? That looks really nice. And you could do this after this part after the water too, but you have to be patient because then it needs to dry before you can like hold it like it's cardstock. Like this one is still a little damp, so it's a little flimsy. So I just kind of like to go ahead and do it. So if there's watermarks on this part, that's fine. I don't care. And you just rotate it around on there. I actually find this to be a little bit easier than using the daubers, even to do the inking on the edges. And then you can kind of just swirl it and blend it in a little bit. So you can see it's getting on my table here, but that's okay. I can just wipe it off. There. I'm going to add a little bit more in the inside here. Massage in some more of that green. And this is just one of those things where it's like, whenever you feel like there's enough color on the page, whenever you feel like the colors are blended the way you want them to be blended, they're dark, they're as dark as you want them to be, then you say, okay, I think this piece is done. And that is something that's totally a personal preference. And I think this piece is done. Okay, so the fun thing with this is you can do this in multiple different ways and get different results. And what is really, really fun about this is how the water interacts with the ink. It is really, really cool. So here you can see I've got a lot more just drips and drops. And so all I did for that was I took my brush, I'm going to dry it off so it doesn't actually get any water on there, and I just I didn't hit the paper. But I just dipped it and splotched and dipped it and splotched and dipped it and splotched, just like that. Then I went in and I took a drop of water and put it here and then splished in it. Okay, so that's what we're going to do for this one because I want to show you this technique. But how you put the water on there is really going to change what you get on this page. I'll put it over here. So you could do this with a little bit bigger brush and you'll get bigger water drops, or you can just put more water. So you're just going to get your drop of water on there as big as you kind of want it. And then you're just going to take your finger and you're going to splat it in there. Okay. Just like that. And then you can see, maybe you can see, I hope you can see how it just kind of splatters the water and it'll get brighter and brighter as it kind of sets. So you just want to do that in a bunch of different places, kind of randomly. You can do more water, less water, but just drop your water and then kind of splat in there. I just really like how this turns out. It also usually winds up putting drops somewhere else just because you see like it just kind of dripped them over here too, and that's fine because then you get these other cute little bubbles as well, and I kind of like that. So then you could get some big splotches where you want those, and then you could go back in and put some little drops if you want to. I just find this to be a little therapeutic. It's kind of like little coffee splatters. And it takes off some of the water too, so then you you don't have to wait as long for it to start interacting, which is kind of cool. And then you can come on your edges even and just kind of splash. Splash. That's my new word, guys. Okay, so there I have those. You can see them start to interact. Yeah, you can see it. Okay, that's good. You can see it kind of start to, let me make sure where. Interact with that ink and kind of create this really cool look. Now I'll show you how you can kind of get some of those little drops in there. You'll just take it and you'll just hit it on here like that, and it'll give you those littler drops. And it starts interacting pretty quickly, and it just kind of looks really cool. And then it's almost even kind of layered. Now you can wait for this to dry. You can also like paper towel up the water. I just kind of let it sit and do its thing. So it's just kind of depends on what you are going for. You could also drop your water on there. Okay, so let's see. You could drop your water on here like this, and then pick it up, lift it, and let it kind of run. And you're gonna get that look too, like that little running water look. So then it kind of ran down the side of my page here, which was kind of interesting. So there's a lot of different ways that you can play with the water on this. You could probably even do like some water in some stencils, but you would have to be careful that the water didn't get underneath the stencil. But I just kind of like playing with them like this. It just kind of makes me happy. And you get something different every time, which is really cool too. Now I'm gonna go ahead and put my things on here. Now, whenever I cut out anything that's white and I have to kind of fussy cut, but then there's like this white, I like to kind of dull down the white. Usually I do this with my frayed burlap, just because it kind of gives it like an antique-y feel, and it's not like super colored unless you put too much. But I'm just going to kind of go with that and put that blue on there. I think that just inking edges in general just kind of adds a little something to your creations. Oh, I got to round off the corner here. Now I didn't put it, I'm not putting it directly in the corner. You can see here I left some edging. You don't have to do that if you don't want to, especially on this card, because see here I wanted this line here, that black line. Well, here I can come in and put it wherever I want and then trim it up. But I actually like the kind of blue edging left, and so I'm going to do that again here and use my art glitter glue to glue this piece down. Like I said, you can grab some of the other elements and use some of the different elements from the kit. If you want to, you can check that out in the shop. It's growingyourfaith1.com/shop. And the new kit is up there. Well, it was new in August, but it's already almost September. How is it already almost September? I don't know, but it is. And there we go. Got that down. And then you have your label here, and this if I can pick it up, you can put it straight in the middle if you want, or you can kind of slide it to the side. That's what I did. I kind of liked it off to the side. You could also trim this up a little bit more if you don't want that much space on either side. You could put some washi behind it. If you've got some washi, that would look good with these colors. That would be really pretty. And then you just need to hole punch your hole, and going to use this guy. Let's see if I got it on the right one. And then whenever it dries, you can put something in there. You don't have to punch the hole if you don't want to, of course. Maybe punch it when it's dry. It didn't like that very much. But there you go. They are all finished. These are our cute little tags. And so next week we are going to take this same concept here, and we are going to create a Bible journaling page with this ink water concept. So I hope you enjoyed this video. You now have some cards and tags that you can add to your Bible if you want to, or you can add them to a junk journal, or you can write a little note to a friend on the back and send it off to a friend. You could also put a little, once this dries, like there will probably be a little bit of color back here on the back. So once it dries, you could go in and put some ink back here too. You can write on top of the Distress Oxide. It doesn't really hurt your pens or anything, and it works out pretty well. So you could send these to a friend as a little card if you wanted to. So thanks so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I will see you in the next one. Have a great day. Bye.